How's it feel to be back in Dodger Blue? Can you believe it?
It felt like it was like 10 years ago, honestly, but, seeing the guys, kind of interact with them right away. It's like one of those old friends you don't talk to for a while, and then you have everything in common. So, no, it's great. It's a great feeling. I don't really have any Dodger color stuff, so I need to get on that, with my agent and stuff, tell them to send some stuff over. But so far, so good. It's been a great day.
Can you think about just what this season has looked like for you? You're dealing with a little bit of injuries here and there, going up now in the IL, but to be in a space in which you've had success, be back working with these pitching coaches, does that kind of excite you as to how you can kind of, whether it's getting back on track or getting back to the guy you want to be on the mound?
Yeah, definitely. With Pryor and Connor, and obviously not much today. Got here this morning, but day game tomorrow. We've had conversations where kind of go over, for myself, what makes me successful, and so kind of have those conversations here in the next couple of days, and try to pick a couple pitches that are working good and kind of stick with those. So it's definitely exciting, to see what the bullpen, obviously wasn't doing the best, but they're doing great now, and I know all those guys, and they were young guys when I was here, so it's fun to watch them, go out there and take bigger roles and throw the ball really well. So it's gonna be fun. We love talking pitching, with that group. They have great ideas. I have some ideas, so it's one of the units of this team that is the best, because I think you spend the most time with each other, and I think the bullpen pitchers are more of the, I'd say like the front office of the team, where they're like, kind of nerd out with, analytics or spin rate, or working on a slurve, or working on, how to get more carry. So it's fun to be a part of that again. Kind of talk baseball and pitching.
What do you think it is that hasn't worked for you this year? Because I know Dave said that your stuff might be even better now than it was when you left.
Yeah, no, my stuff has been the best of my career, I think. It's one of those things that, even for me, I joke with guys all the time. A guy I just played with, Aaron Bummer. The numbers that really matter to winning, I think, is what's not shown on the board, right? All everyone ever sees is win losses and ERA, and they don't see kind of the other numbers that ultimately really matter. I think that shows how good a pitcher is, and it's the numbers like FIP or BABIPs and slug and all those numbers, and I think the game's changing a little bit, where you go on the road and you'll see teams put up OPS instead of batting average. So it's one of those things for pitchers. They still show ERA and wins losses. So if you took away those numbers, I think all my numbers on the peripherals have been the best of my career, best velocity. So it's one of those things that you really can't control. You can control ERA a little bit, but sometimes it's out of your hand. So like I said, it's just one of those things where I come back here and obviously, as you said, I had some success, and just try to learn and see what they think is working for me and what I should attack with. So I'm definitely excited.
When you guys see Lucas and Randolph go on Tuesday, do you guys have a kind of an idea back of your head, like, all right, he might move, Lance might move, some of these guys might move?
Yeah, if I was in that spot as, let's just say, GM or owner or anything, for me, I don't have as much of an attachment as most people. I lack empathy, and I've heard that multiple times. I don't get sad at things that make other people sad. I don't shed tears when other people should shed tears. So if I was running a team, and the White Sox, I think they're doing exactly what they need to do. You have free agents or guys with options or stuff you could get back. With a losing season, you could add to your team in the future. I think it's the smartest thing to do, honestly. So, I know it's probably hard for some people that are, closer with the players. Like Lucas was there for 7 years, so it's probably harder for him than obviously me. But when you're running a business and, you own a company or you have to fire somebody, it never feels good. But, ultimately for your business to succeed, you have to do those things. And, there's never hard feelings when I've been traded, twice now, or signed somewhere, because I understand that, more than anybody, kind of. If you're watching Star Wars, I'm more, like Darth Vader than the good side. So it doesn't really bother me. But yeah, I think it's a smart thing to do. I would do the same thing.
When you talked about like the periphery stuff being
Yeah.
good, does that give you confidence that what you're doing right now will kind of normalize over the rest of the year with the surface level numbers, or are there things that you think you can like tweak to make some of the results?
Yeah, I could tweak some things here and there, but you know, those numbers I always trust the most for myself. And it's hard to tell people that they're pitching good when it doesn't look good. And like I said, I just keep going back to my teammate that was Aaron Bummer, and you know, his nickname was Fip God because I think that's all that matters. And you know, if there was no defense behind you, you know, you'd be one of the best pitchers in the league. Right now, he's got like a 6.5 ERA. And if you're a normal fan, you could be like, stop throwing this guy, he's terrible. But you know, the amount of infield hits and soft contact and plays, you know, that could have been made, you know, throughout the whole entire league. If you took those out, he'd be right up there with, you know, a lot of the leaders. And you know, we always joke where he's like the left-handed version of me. So, but there's also little things you could stop, like walks and stuff like that. So, simplifying is best, and I think that's, you know, what we're going to talk about here to move forward. And the other numbers kind of, like you said, work themselves out.
Where did the uptick and stuff come from for you this year?
I like, you know, understanding how the body works. I think I've just put my body in better positions, you know, mechanically, to get the stuff, you know, you kind of give away, you know, command a little bit sometimes. You could get out of whack because you're trying to, you know, move your body as quick as possibly can in the right way. But yeah, I think, you know, the highest I ever averaged was maybe like 2016, 17, 18, somewhere in there. And I think I'm right there, or maybe a little bit more with velocity this year. So, yeah, it's one of those things where, like I said, it's just kind of studying how the body works and all aspects. You know, golf swing, baseball swing, throwing, they're all similar. Like I said, but it can get out of whack, which is what happens when you try to go for that. But like I said, being here, I'm excited just because, you know, we can kind of work together and simplify and find the best way to, you know, attack righties and lefties versus, you know, trying to do the same thing every time.
Who are the Dodgers getting in Lance Lynn, and how intense is that intensity?
What is that?
How intense is that intensity of Lance Lynn, and what are the Dodgers getting in Lance?
A person that will never quit. He's one of my friends since I was 2007, which would be, I'm not old compared to real people, right? To the real life, but for baseball, I'm probably one of the older ones. Me and Lance were the oldest on the White Sox, so we were 17. We were college, you know, whatever they all Americans. We played Team USA, so that's where I first met him. So went to the Cardinals organization with him, White Sox. So I've known him for a very long time, and that's one thing that no one could say is that, you know, you can't ever say that the guy didn't try or the guy didn't compete as hard as he can. And he's still doing it. He's still doing it to me. I mean, he's one of the other guys. He would be the first to say he could be a lot better. His peripheral numbers are a little bit better, which they're still closer, but no, he's going to be exciting. He's going to be exciting to watch here because, you know, there's a lot of smart people here where, you know, maybe they'll show him something that he didn't even realize or know what he was doing wrong. It could be either mechanically or, you know, way he's holding his fingers. But he's created a lot of swing and miss this year, and you know, I felt bad for him a couple times. You know, we had a game, I think in Seattle, where he struck out 16 and took the loss. So it's gonna be fun to watch him, you know, kind of get re-energized a little bit. You know, go into the playoffs. You know, obviously the division's close. Kind of turn it up another level for him, and you know, with competition, you guys all see, you know, pitch for Team USA, turn it up a notch. He's one of those guys that just likes to compete, so you're going to get a warrior out of Lance Lynn.
What did Knox say when you told him about the trade?
He was super excited. He just was talking about, I haven't seen my, you know, blah, 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 California friend this one in a year. I haven't seen this one in a year, so he's just going over to all his friends. So he's pumped. He gets to see all his old friends and, you know, family friends and my family and everyone. So, you know, it's hard on kids, obviously, moving at 4, kind of the spur of the moment type thing, harder on the wife. But, you know, they're seasoned vets at this point. They've done it. You know, bless her, you know, packing up everything right now, trying to come down in a few days. But, you know, that's what you got to do in this kind of lifestyle as a professional athlete. So they'll be here at the end of the week. So he's definitely pumped.
Your strikeout rate is up this year and last year as well.
Yeah.
Is that a product of your stuff, or are you mixing anything differently, doing anything differently?
It's definitely a product of stuff. I think, you know, everything has just gone up in an extra level. You know, sometimes when, you know, I've had more runners on than usual, so you have to try to strike out more guys. You know, it could be also the division, it could be the hitters, but the only thing that I can guarantee is better is just definitely the stuff. But, you know, I can't necessarily correlate it with why I get more. You know, like I said, it could be the hitters are not as good at this part of the, you know, of the league, or, you know, maybe these hitters haven't seen me as much as the National League has. So there's always different reasons, but, you know, the stuff's definitely better.
Is your vision better?
No, I still wear my glasses. Yeah, no, not at all.
You mentioned vision, so I.
Yeah, no.
I heard you surprised the clubbies with In and Out. Just what kind of what went into that and why you decided to bring it for the guys.
I didn't have breakfast and I had an early flight, you know, running off of 4 hours of sleep, I think, and, you know, didn't want the breakfast in the plane, obviously, so landed and, you know, got here and asked Alex if I could borrow his car, and I was going to go to In-N-Out and, you know, ask him what I should get, and he said a bunch of burgers, so I brought back a ton of burgers for the team is going to be mad, but they weren't here, so I brought it back for, obviously, the clubhouse staff.